Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Ian Mason Show here on Spiritual Psychics TV. Well, this is a little later than planned, and you know what? Sometimes that happens, but it's all okay. So, welcome to the show, and I'd love to say, just a massive thank you. The last show was our most successful one to date, and we really appreciate everything that you did to join with us there. Humbled is I think the word. You know, you almost kind of don't want to celebrate the joy because you just don't know how to express it. And that's going to be a theme and a message that we're going to address in today's show. Hi, Christine Davis. How are you, my darling? It's nice to see you. Let's welcome a few of you in. Hello, Tracy. How are you? Look at this, 2 kisses. This is great. Wow. Hiya, Sarah. How you doing? I don't know what Mark's doing there, Sarah, but he looks his usual scampish self. Alison, hey, how you doing? It's lovely to see you all joining with us. Following us around, Mr. and Mrs. B. Hi, everyone. How fantastic. Well, Brit Brat, hey, everyone. Afternoon, Richard and Ian. Thank you very much. Let us know where you're joining us from as well. That'd be great. And do say hello to each other as well. Tracy, honey, I do like what you've done there. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? I hope you're going to behave yourself today. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get Bill Hughes, the daddy, to put you on the naughty step. Julie, hi. How you doing? Siobhan, welcome, my darling. Love that picture. Very nice picture. Like the dress. And yeah, hiya, Wendy. So here you all are joining with us on our new platform here on YouTube. Hiya, Deb Clark. How you doing? Medium Deb Clark, fabulous medium, and another lovely presenter on the show. Look at this. Wow. So we've been like spiritual globetrotters, haven't we? You know, we were on Facebook a little bit. Now we're dipping our toe into YouTube world. You know, saying hey to you all out there. See how it's all hanging. Hi to the guys. I think that's what they do, isn't it? Stuff like that. I don't know. It's not really my bag though. I'm far too dry and crisp, I think, to get down and dirty with young people speak. But there it is. So welcome. So oh, hello Terry, how you doing? I like those glasses. So it's been an interesting journey this morning. We thank you for your love and your patience. Hey Mary, how you doing, my darling? It's been definitely what I want to call is spiritual roller coasters, that's for sure. But here we all is alive and well. Hey Nikki, how you doing? So it's lovely to be here with you all again. And 2 weeks since we were last sharing some time together. 2 weeks to put this show together and share some new thoughts and inspiration with you all. And for some of my inspirers that have given me the inspiration to find something within myself and share that with you to hopefully tickle your fancies and move you forward on your ways as well, or at least be, you know, a small contributing factor to that. Because that's what it's all about. Each one teach one, right? That's how we all help each other and we all get better together. So today's show is all about designing and building your life. Now, what came to me was I've seen so many different things around, and there's no judgment here, okay? But as I observe what I see, and that's a very important point, okay? Because it's a question of who is the observer. Is it what you think you're seeing that you're defining? That you may or may not have judgment for, or labels to try and understand and process as you do, or is it actually what you're allowing yourself to receive? And that's a really important message because, you know, I've seen so many people across Instagram and sort of offering these different schools and courses and things they can do to sort of bring you all typically what boils down to wealth. I don't see so many people out there doing what I consider Tony Robbins does very well at his live events. And if any of you have seen him on Netflix, I Am Not Your Guru, you know, because it's really important that we need to awaken ourselves and not to rely on anything about ourselves. And the other thing is, do not be a copycat or a mirror of somebody else, because you know what? It doesn't work so well. You've got to be truly who you are, because if you give away your authenticity, this is what Brene Brown says, you know, you do so at the expense of your own pain and suffering. Now, that's my interpretation on it. Holly Johnson, hello. I've still got fond memories of that last message. And when you came on the show and we were talking about Holly Johnson, that was just incredible how that timing was. But all these other people that are making mimics, you know, I've seen some people that are sort of, you know, swearing and using profanity, and then you look at some of their students that come on and they're just mimicking, and that's no good. That doesn't wake up your authentic self. That isn't going to help you move forward in life at all, not at all. So, you know, I felt that, you know, some of the things that have inspired me, particularly Mind Valley has been a great one. And I remember seeing something on there that talked about how you learn to read a book, but energetically. Now, something that I've been doing for a very long time is probably just that. I met the lady that reads for me personally and is now a personal friend and who I read for as well. And I remember opening up when we had our yellow pages, this yellow pages, and I was looking for somebody to have a reading with. I'm going back best part of 15 years here. And I remember just staring at the page, saying something along the lines of, "Hey, look, you know what? Who's out there? Who do I go to?" And it looked like, this tower block came out of the yellow pages there. And it was my good friend Anne Sinclair. Thoroughly recommend her. Fantastic lady. So it really helped me guide myself to really where I am. It was one part of a journey that I didn't realise until I kind of look back now. My lovely friend Mandy's saying there, yes, I'm live on Apple TV. So cool, love it. Hey Lisa, how you doing? You look like my friend Sarah May, another fabulous medium if you've ever seen her. You're a dead ringer for her. So today's show, here we go, right? So it's all about feeling yourself and feeling your way. All right. Designing and building your life isn't something that any system, in the way that I feel for it and with it, actually gets us to where we need to be. It will take us down a path if we're not very careful of attaching ourselves to mimic other people. Like I said, some of these courses do as I observe them. And I'm not saying that won't yield you success, but I don't feel that you'll truly, 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 truly feel it. So what I learned a long time ago, and this is through many experiences that I've come across. Sometimes it's through sort of grief and traumas and life experiences like that. Sometimes moments of euphoria and absolutely great joy and wonderful experiences that we get. But designing and building your own life isn't something that you just get from sitting, meditating on it. In my humble opinion, doing a vision board. These are things that actually help. But here's the thing, right? I'm going to go a little bit wild with you all here. You know what? There's a very fine line for me. I've said it before, but I am going to just go over this one more time, right? Meditation for me isn't a vehicle that allows you to connect. You've got to kind of connect with all that this is. In other words, consciousness, whatever you want to call that, it, as I sometimes refer to it, divine source, infinite creator, whatever that is for you, God, Buddha, Allah, it really frankly doesn't matter. But you know what? If you don't allow yourself to connect with it, I'm going to say that you're probably going to be a long-term lost, a long time lost, probably be actually more accurate, but there you go. All right. So a long time lost. And the thing with all of this is that we spend this huge amount of time trying to, what can I say, is attach meaning to the past to fathom out what on earth is going on so we can find our way forward with what we're experiencing now. Now, just think about that for a minute. We're trying to unravel the past to make sense of what we're experiencing now. And what I'm saying to you is I think that's a bit bonkers because the moment has gone already. Understanding that isn't what's important. It's just experiencing the experience of that so we can understand what works with us and what works less so. Because you know what, it's not going to hold the answers for each moment, each now, as they say. It doesn't do that too well. So it would be a bit like trying to build your house on sand. If you build your foundations on sand, you know what, your house at some point is probably going to come crashing, cracking and tumbling down on you. And it's really not going to go very well at all. So you know what, it's really, really important to understand that where we are now, we have to make the best of it. We can't change it. It's just an experience, and once it's gone, you're in a new now, which is why there's no past and no tomorrow. This is all we've got. So this is a really, really important thing because you can't attach yourself to it either. If you attach yourself and keep yourself on the what is happening now, bearing in mind that that has already passed and we're in the new now because there's always only now, then you're going to get stuck. Because effectively what I'm suggesting is that if you take this moment as the now, and if you take this as what you're still working on, as each now comes in, the gap, the lag becomes greater and greater and greater. And at some point you feel that triggers you in some way that you're not where you need to be. You can't touch it, you can't feel it, you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't hear it, you can't touch it, right? It's just this sort of lostness. You go into this abyss and you feel that things aren't working out well for you and you don't know how to move forward from it. So what I'm going to suggest to you is the first thing you do is you need to let go of all of that, because it's the only way that you can really truly release yourself. And in that release, you can find yourself. Now, I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. Do let me know if this does, okay? What's this that Christine's saying? She says, good morning, everyone. She's running a bit late. Don't worry, so are we. So we'll call it quits, right? Don't worry about it. So let's invite you just to do a little exercise, because if any of you are feeling stuck, and if you're not feeling stuck right now, you'll be able to relate to this experience, right? So what I'm going to invite you to do is just to sit quietly for a minute with your eyes open. Just sit there and just let the thoughts that are racing around your head, things you've got to do or things that might be on your mind, just be present with them. Just allow them to be. Allow the experience of them to go through your mind, okay? So just sit there. There it is. Okay. Right, okay. Now you should be able to feel where in your body that's hitting you. Maybe in your stomach, maybe in your throat, your heart, whatever it is, maybe in your head. You might even be able to sense your energy just moving around and perhaps even picking up speed. It might even be triggering your emotions. But just be aware of that. Okay, so you can understand this is your mind. This is what you're walking around with, seeing that's going through you at the moment. We've just taken away some of the external noise, so you're focusing on this one thing, which is what's strongest for you right now. Okay. Now, what I'm going to invite you to do now is, if you're not sitting nice and relaxed, just wiggle yourselves and get comfy. Just turn your palms over so they're palms up. And without anything else, I just want you to close your eyes gently for me and just continue to breathe and just sit there. Okay, that's absolutely fine for me. My lovely producer's chatting in my ear, and that's absolutely fine. So just as we close our eyes, just allow yourself to feel the different sensations that are with you. Got that? Can you feel the shift from one point to another? Okay. And just as you hold yourself in that space, with your eyes closed, keep them closed, I just want you to almost now try and get that old experience back into where you are now. So what was you were experiencing with your eyes open into this present moment now. I want you to try and bring it in. And I'm being very deliberate there with my language. Try and bring it back in. Now, I don't know about any of you guys and girls, but can you feel that that actually is a little hard to do? It's almost like I don't know where to reach back to bring it in. And it's almost like I can't somehow bring it in, because with my eyes closed and what I'm feeling right now within myself doesn't have any capacity to create the room for that to be with me. Now, if any of you are feeling some of it, I wouldn't mind betting that you're feeling it not as strongly as it was. So in other words, you're not attached to it in the same way. And so you feel a little freer. Can you feel that? Now just notice that as it comes back in, if indeed it is with you. And now I just want you to take your attention back to the feeling of the bliss you felt when you closed your eyes. Just do that for me. And just breathe and go, ah, ah. Just feel that melt away. Now, what you should be experiencing right now is that sensation of the energy rush, maybe some head rush. Maybe the energy is charging around your body, as you feel it almost float away, as you feel that you almost find a new place to be, a new peace, a new peace, a new inner peace, a new calmness that is within you. Okay. All right. And now, just as you breathe with that for a moment, I would just like you to, in your mind's eye, formulate a view if you have to, or bring in a strong memory of something that was just fantastic for you. Maybe a wedding day, maybe the birth of a child, maybe a memory link of walking along the shores with your grandparents and they gave you an ice cream, maybe your first car, maybe your first love, maybe something else that we won't mention, right? You all know what that is. Whatever it is for you, but just allow that to form in your mind's eye there. Okay. And just notice how the energy is moving differently from you and around you and to you. And notice how your emotions change as well. Wow. Now, this is a joyful thing, right? This brings happiness. Can you feel that? Can you just feel how those emotions are just so different? Okay, that's great. Now, this is what you want to say to yourself with this. I like this feeling. I want more of this. And in each moment that I have, that I experience, I want to be able to ask, where do I need to take this next for me? And for the answer to bring me the joy of the feeling that I'm feeling right now. And just feel your energy rising. Feel yourself feeling stronger, lighter, brighter. Okay. Now I'm just going to invite you to wiggle your fingers and toes, okay? All right. Just gesture your body, move your shoulders or whatever, and just allow your eyes to open and come back in the room. Your eyes will be on a soft gaze, so just give yourself a moment there just to refocus. Now let me know in the comments if you were aware of the shift in the energy between all of those scenarios, from eyes open to eyes closed the first time. Let me know that. Let me know if you were able to bring back the memory that was spinning around your present moment as it was into your calm moment. Did that work? Could you do it? Hopefully not, is the answer. Hopefully you found that your focus in where you were in that relaxed state was so much stronger for you, you felt the distance to that awakened moment. Get busy on those keyboards. Be my little spiritual keyboard warriors there. Let me know. Does it work? And then also let me know if you felt the shift from letting it go to the happiness. And if you felt that for you. And if you were able to do that and experience and enjoy that happiness, knowing that your journey has come from what's racing around in your head right now to where you know you felt good and happy. So just let me know in the comments. It'd be great to see that coming through. Okay. Get busy on those keyboards. Good afternoon, Pamela. Good afternoon, Pamela. Let's come on, everyone. Let's see those comments. Get busy, busy, busy. Because we need this interaction, you see, that's my point. We need this interaction. Got to be able to feel it. Now, I can't see your comments coming up yet, but I'm sure they're going through the mail. Brit Brat saying, definitely felt a shift. Great. Brit Brat, just let me know, did you experience, and I'm just been told by my lovely producer, there's a 17-second delay, so we need to be patient with one another, that's okay. Brit Brat, did you actually feel that your attention went from one place to another, almost like you weren't completely there at all? Mary's saying she felt the change, but couldn't even remember what it was in my head. Absolutely fantastic. That's what we want, Mary. Tracy is saying, yes, I felt so deflated and emotional before, but feeling more me now. That's fantastic. Pamela's saying it couldn't work for me. My chest is wheezing too loudly where it's making me cough. Okay, Pamela, then you need to practice that and do a little bit of work as best you can. All right. And Shona's saying I actually smiled during the memories. Fantastic. And Shona, did you actually remember any of that first experience at all, the very first one to the end one? Wendy's saying she felt the love. That's fantastic. Mary's saying she felt the change but couldn't even remember, yes, what was in her head. So this is the thing. And Wendy's saying, yeah, that's it. Felt energy and love today, feel stronger. That's really, really great. So this is the thing, okay? You really, really don't want to stay where you are and try and figure it out. You know, that analysis, because that analysis, that micro kind of perfection that you want to figure it all out, you know, life is passing you by. That's the whole point, okay? And when life passes you by, you miss the life and the opportunities of experiencing the experiences that have come for you. Now, Brit Brat's just saying here, yeah, the shift went from a pain I'm having in my stomach to feeling a lot better and a lot stronger. So that's fantastic. So, right, this is the thing with all of this. Because you see, if you, and Shona's just saying, yes, she came out of it calmer. That's fantastic. Good. So can you understand this? That you are never a prisoner where you feel you are suffering. You have the freedom, the will to choose where you wish to be. Now, on a very basic level, if you can do that with these simple examples, then you don't have to stay with your despair or any pain or suffering. Or if you're in a place or having an experience where it isn't bringing you what you feel is for you, you feel flat, you don't feel like you can be you, it's almost draining you and you feel tired, you understand that saying now, change your thoughts and change your life. This is how you do it. Now, we didn't go through a whole heavy process, right, of figuring out how to let go or om. That was pretty instantaneous. Although I took you just through a little bit of 4 different scenarios there, you did the work yourself. All I did was introduce you to the experience. But you wonderful people, did that all yourself. So doesn't it make a lot of sense to you that if you can change your experiences and improve your life as quickly as that, that quite perhaps a lot of the suffering that you may experience in some way and on some level doesn't exist? Because you see, it's not a thing that you attach to that dictates how good or happy your day is going to be, because you've just shown yourselves that that doesn't have to be the case. You can actually move yourself through these different experiences and choose the one that feels good for you. But here's the rub, and I've said it in other shows, right? Sometimes you're in a space and a place. Good afternoon, Heidi. Welcome, my darling. Okay, you're in a space and a place that you know you just have to go through. And you think to yourselves, I can't do what I did with Ian that day, that Monday. Okay, I'm kind of restricted in some way. So you can only do the best that you can. Tracy's saying, yes, that's exactly how I was feeling in being in a situation I don't like and finding it so draining. Yeah, well, this is sometimes what we have to do, is we have to understand these are blessings. Now, let's get a little bit spiritually heavy with you all, okay? I'm not going to sink you, but what I am going to do is I am going to awaken you a little bit. So here's the thing, right? There's some heavy stuff called Kensho moments and Satori moments. These are Zen, Japanese, Buddhist terms. I don't like making it Japanese Buddhism because I create duality, but we don't want to go there right now, right? But these are Japanese terms. This is Zen Buddhism. Now, Kensho is a moment, best described by Michael Beckwith in my experience so far, is where basically life, comes along and blindsides you. Some experience comes in and goes whang, and almost vibrates right through your energy that you just feel, oh my gosh, I don't know where you are. We could put a label of trauma on that, perhaps, whatever works for you. But you understand that it is so fundamental, you have to do things differently, either because what you were doing is no longer possible, but there's no choice but to do something different because it's just not a salvageable situation for you. Now that could be maybe the passing of somebody close to you, because you can't recreate these special moments. You can't hug someone that is no longer here in the physical. But what these moments do is they allow you to have these Satori moments. Now, Satori is your own spiritual awakening where things make a lot more sense for you. You become a lot more aware and open to opportunities, the feelings, the emotions, your emotional guidance system that's moving you and grooving you. Okay. And Brit Brat's saying, I hate being blindsided. It's never good things that blindside me. Well, perhaps the things that you're saying, Brit Brat, that aren't good for you are places that clearly are not for you to be. By definition, that makes a lot of sense, right? So it's an awakening, perhaps, that if circumstance moves you before you move the circumstance, maybe that's just you being looked after by all that is that consciousness. And in that, you can find your, if you like, not a salvation, but the inspiration to do things differently, where you start to see things and opportunities that perhaps you didn't see before when you were in those moments because you weren't able to see it, because you hadn't changed your thoughts to change your life. Does that make a lot of sense? Let me know. So in these Satori awakening moments, you just start to realize that there's a shift in you to do something different. Now, going way back to when I was a kid, right, I remember not fitting in. And I'm sure some of you have gone through your lives and understood there are moments where you don't fit in yourselves, right? And you don't understand why that is. Maybe sometimes that happens when you're with a group of friends and all of a sudden they don't feel like friends you want to roll with anymore. They just feel like friends that either don't bring you the experiences that you're enjoying, or for some reason, you feel like you need to go away and do something else, or follow a new path for you. Well, that would be a Kensho moment. The Satori moment is when you realize that when you start implementing changes that feel like they're working with the new thoughts and choices that you're making, you start to feel good about them. That makes sense. So you're actually making your life better, and it's then almost impossible to go back to where you were. Even if those friends come up and go in that scenario, hey, come back, let's go out for a drink or whatever it is, a meal, a chat and a coffee, you go, do you know what? Something inside of you goes, I don't know that I can do that. It's not normally something bad. Don't feel that it's bad. I don't want you to get that idea about bad and labels like that in your head. But you know that you just can't go there. But if you keep spinning around, as we started this exercise with, in trying to figure out the what is, and to the nth degree about what is good and less good, or even bad, or what's just not working out well for you, that you can't put your finger on, that we started the show when we just let those current thoughts go, you know what, can you understand now how you put yourself in your own jail? And worse than that, you're the guard that keeps you there. Wow. So just in, as I said to you, those 4 steps, you were all able to move yourself forward to such an extent, you radically changed how you felt. Now, if your cells are alive, and indeed they are, otherwise your body couldn't heal itself, we've touched on that before too, then what you'll start to feel, the sensations, the ripples, the goosebumps, like when you get a reading from a loved one, from one of the wonderful mediums on the show, we've got the lovely Sarah watching, myself and others of you, I'm sure, including our lovely producer in the background, that, your cells have to be alive to feel and resonate with the emotions that are guiding you. Otherwise, you wouldn't really get it in the way that you are aligned in that moment where things are working out and you need to carry on. That's how our emotional guidance system guides us. Because conversely, it lets us know when we feel great and tingly, and it lets us know when we feel we've got a knot in the pit of our stomach. Wow. And it's really as simple as that. Now, I'm 50 years old, right? And it's taken me a long time to continue to, become awake, to carry on, to understand that actually I can be the architect of my life. I can design and build a life, but it doesn't come from anything outside of me. It has to come from within me when I resonate with it. Now look at me getting on my soapbox, raising my voice and getting all stroppy. But it's important. Why? Because I want you to prick your little ears up and listen to that. Okay? Because getting yourself from those 4 steps that we did there at the start to the point where you can see, actually, I don't need to suffer, or I don't need to be where I am, and I can shift how I feel about it and set my boundaries. That's another way to look at it. Now I'm on some level ground. I've got some good ground to build my foundation. Now, Heidi's saying, good, it's lonely on my own. Heidi, but you're not on your own, my darling, okay? Because if I said to you, you've got a choice to get in tune with where you are now and to get things in the perspective of what feels right for you, okay? Or be not lonely, as you say, but with an environment or a situation that doesn't suit you, which would you choose if you really had to? Or if, forgive me, I put a gun to your head and said, now, or would you rather have the horrible situation or the less pleasant situation or whatever you deem that, and everything that went with it, but you weren't lonely? Because you see, when things don't work out, there's something better on the way. Absolutely. But this is the thing, we have to get in tune with it. But it's not a thing outside of yourself that you can go and get in touch. And that's where all this manifesting thing goes a bit wonky, right? The vision boards and things like that we'll touch on to in a few minutes' time. So you've got to get moved enough to want to change, to make those changes, to get on that level ground, just to be able to be free, to be living in each moment, so you can carry on experiencing the experiences that you feel as they come in and moving through them as best you can. And if a less good experience comes, and by the way they will, no matter how good it is, whether you've just won the lottery or whatever. I remember I was just about to do a demonstration of mediumship recently, 20 minutes before the show, I got news of a friend that has been there all my life, I kid you not, all my life, had passed away. And I had this whole rake of emotions that were going through me. And you've got to be able to stand up and crack on with the dim. That's not to say what a trooper you are, Ian. That's not to blow my own trumpet. You know, the point is that it is just an experience that goes through me. And I can either attach myself to it and keep with it or not. Or I can say, okay, I get that. I understand that. And I'm not being cold here, but it is just an experience that I'm feeling. But there's something that I need to do for me right now. So I need to make the best of it. So, you know, we all go through it. But here's the thing. When you actually have those experiences and you get yourself more on that level ground, you can actually close your eyes and do something that will move you forward, which we're going to do right now. Because too many of you are talking about Wendy being on the naughty step, and I need to give you a Satori moment. Wendy probably lives on the naughty step. Sorry, Wendy, you know we love you, right? But you probably do. So I need you to behave your bodies, right? Okay, and to you, my lovely physical friends, I would just like to invite you to be with me for a moment and yourselves as you close your eyes. So just make sure that you are in a place to do so. Obviously, if you're driving, operating a chainsaw, perhaps trying to poke some toast out the toaster, closing your eyes isn't a good thing. Watch the replay, right? But I invite you just to close your eyes with me at the moment. Okay, and just breathe. Okay, and I just want you just to feel good where you are right now. Okay, feel good where you are right now. That last feeling that you had the last time that we did, that happy memory type of feeling. I just want you to link back, not to that memory, but to the energy of it where you feel good. Yeah, just let that tingle through your body. Just feel that head rush. Feel almost like your head's connecting or opening up. You know, just feel that. Be with those emotions. Doesn't that feel great? Just acknowledge how that feels great. Now, what I'd like to do is just to sort of darken that a moment, and just bear with me while we do this, right? So just allow, if you like, some bad news that you had or a less than great experience just to come in and almost knock you off your perch a little bit. And just notice that darkness coming into your light. Just feel it. Just feel the wobble with you. And just see that as a presence, a noticeable presence, a sizable presence that is with you. Okay, so now you're aware that you're not feeling quite the lightness and the brightness that you were, and there is what we're going to call a dark corner. But you can observe it and you can see it. And you'll know that you're not attached to it because you can see it. So it's not part of you, and equally, you're not part of it. Now, I want you to pretend, just for one moment, that you're at work. And the lightness is your normal happy self when you come bounding through the door in the morning. And this darkness is your boss, who's a bit of a pickle. And now you can feel that knot in the pit of your stomach, I'm sure, or wherever it hits for you, as your whole energy shifts, right? You're noticing that? I'm sure you are. And just as you become aware of that, you're aware that your energy doesn't feel quite so good for you. Okay, but you're aware of it. But all the goodness hasn't gone away either. You're aware of that. So just sit and just be with that for a moment. Just be the observer, noticing the dark corner. It won't be doing anything. It's just there. It won't come alive unless you feed it and give it life. So just notice it sitting there. And there you are with it, in this space, this nothingness, with you and this thing that's there that's just dark in the corner. And just experience how you feel about all of that. Now, you know that for the next few hours, 8 hours that you're at work, that you can't shift this dark corner. So you just have to accept it there. So you just observe it. You observe it. Now, as you begin to feel a little bit uncomfortable and your focus goes on to the discomfort that you've got, I just want you to really embrace that feeling. I know that sounds a bit nuts, but bear with me, right? Just embrace the feeling of the darkness. Now, it may well feel like the darkness is taking you over. If it does, don't worry. But we are bringing that into your awareness to make it more strong. So now you are choosing to bring in the bad experience. Effectively, that's what we're doing. And it is, you'll probably feel your emotions heighten, strengthen. that experience get a bit stronger. Maybe you feel a bit queasy. That's okay. But there it is. Because you see, what we can't change is what it is. But we don't want to stay stuck with it. So in your minds, I just want you to breathe in and breathe out and go, ah, and just go, okay, okay, I understand I have this experience because I'm not able to change this person. But I am deciding to choose how I respond to it. And I feel good in myself, no matter how much of a part of me that is right now. No matter how much they moan or shout at me, or are unfair to me, or whatever they say to me. Hopefully they don't call you any names, but whatever it is that doesn't feel good for you, that you dislike this experience, just notice that it isn't going to darken you, because you still feel good. You can still feel that good energy, right? That lightness behind, fizzing and bubbling. Okay, so there it is for you, and you've got that right. So now what you say, with all of that lightness, with a little bit of fizz that you can feel on the side, you just send out a prayer in your mind and repeat in your mind after me, if you will. And if not, you can say this out aloud if that works better for you. How can I move through this in the best way possible for me? How can I move through this in the best way possible for me? How can I move through this in the best way possible for me? Now, can you feel it? Can you feel that light expanding a little bit? I really hope you can, because I can in me. And I can also feel how my attention has instantly shifted onto me and away from it. Even though it's still a significant part of presence there with me, I'm still aware that my attention is on me. My focus is on what I can do to move through this the best that I can. And I'm feeling my energy picking up. I'm just feeling like I'm feeling more me again. I'm feeling that, okay, I am aware of it, but now I'm not attached to it because my entire focus is on me. And that's what I'm shifting. Okay, so just sit in that shiftness. Just sit in that fizzing of that light that's growing, those growing emotions and that sensation within you. And just go, yes, I like where I am. I like this feeling. It's okay. I'm moving through this. I'm not stuck at all. And I feel good. And I want more of this feeling. And just sit there as you feel your energy and your power returning, you becoming more your own self. Yeah, just breathe in and breathe out and go, yes, I want more of this for me. Yes, I want more of this for me. And now just wiggle your fingers and toes, gesture your body, give yourself a little movement there. Just open your eyes. You'll be on a soft gaze there. Just come back and yeah, allow yourself to settle in the room. I'm going to say hello to my lovely, lovely friend Bev Man, who is here in the room. So saying hi to us all. So there you go. Wow. Now, the point of all of that was a different experience from what we did earlier on, okay? Because we moved through something that we had to go through and grow through. And it's a really good experience to practice that, because it shows you that no matter what comes, you can move through. Now, Tracy's saying at times it's the bad experiences that pop in my head. And I'm going to get my lovely producer just to pop Tracy's message back on, if he would be so kind. Thank you very much. And I struggle to let it all go, and the dark places are around me. Tracy, if you practice this and watch it on the replay, you can do this more and more. The more familiar that you get with it, the more you'll be able to sort of shift your focus from the darkness to the awareness of what you feel when you don't attach to the darkness. Allow you to return to you, to understand that no matter what you've got to basically put up with or go through for a period of time, you don't have to be attached to and stuck with energetically in yourself. It's almost just like noticing somebody in the corner where you look at them and go, wow, yeah, I just see you for what you are. And you know what, it's okay, but I'm going to get on with what I need to do. And that's the point. Wendy's saying here, I had a major stroke in 1994. I'm so sorry, Wendy. I could see my dad. When I came round, my brother was looking over me in hospital. I asked, where's Dad gone? I learned to walk again with love and determination. Absolutely. But here's the thing. The point of that experience that we've just gone through, and Wendy, you know what? It's great to have you on board, and we're so glad that you're here and being your naughty self. But what I'm suggesting to you is, if you can move yourself through that experience of something that isn't so great for you, not you, Wendy, the experience that you've just gone through when you closed your eyes with me. If you can go through that and practice that, and in out of the darkness comes the light, if you can see that going forward and place your focus on that and bring your attention to that, it's a very basic thing to do for yourself. Because number one, you've just healed yourself. No, I'm not saying it can take away all your ailments. No, no, no. But you can certainly change how you react to it, how you think about it, and how you get stuck and experience it. Okay, now Heidi's saying she sat and held my rose quartz. It's been a stressful morning trying to get help for adult social. Oh, that went very quickly. Yeah, we're glad you're here. Yeah, and your dad will always be with you by your side, Wendy. You know that from the mediumistic stuff. Hopefully Heidi's message can come back up in a moment. But if you can just move yourself and practice those emotions and actually understand, okay, so Heidi, let's come back with Heidi. She says she feels better now that I have in a while. That's great. Pamela's saying, I didn't like the dark space. I had to push it away as my eyes were filling up. So I surrendered myself with white light. Sorry, surrounded myself with white light. No, my parents don't want me in tears anymore. Okay, I'm so sorry, Pamela. Maybe there's a little work you can do with yourself there. And maybe we can just send you some love and healing from everybody on the show as well. But if you can move yourself and practice that experience, you can understand that wherever you place your focus and attention and get in harmony with it, you are not separate to it. You don't have to effectively give your power away to have it. So like those courses that I'd observed at the start that I mentioned, you don't have to be with those thinking these people have all the power to make you a better you or for you to get to where you need to be, because you can move through these experiences and be truly you. And when you get these moments and you do say that prayer, that mantra, whatever you want to call it, of how can I move through this the best for me? Here's the thing, right? A statement closes the mind, a question opens it. So if you say, I don't like this, I feel bad, it's rubbish, and all the rest of it, all you're doing is effectively casting a spell on yourself and keeping yourself prisoner and not allowing yourself to be able to move forward to experience new things, which, by the way, are passing you by in each nanoseconds. Just think how quickly a thought goes. And a thought, if you stay with it for 17 seconds, you can reprogram your consciousness because you can calibrate to it. And when you allow yourself to be fully with it, you get that energetic experience, the tingles, the goosebumps, where you start to allow the possibility of new things for you being possible because you feel at one with them. So when you decide what it is that you want for yourself, when you allow yourself to feel the energy of it, or like the Maslow principle, right? When you can visualize yourself being it, when you can visualize yourself doing it, where you can see it as no other option for you, where it becomes your focus, you'll notice that you don't want to go back to anything that came before you that doesn't fill you with that inspiration and that motivation that you've got right now. And sometimes it takes desperation to give us the inspiration to get going. That happens, and that's okay. So never, ever say that the dark moments are going to kill me. They're going to kind of put a spanner in the works. No, they're just showing you that it's time to move on. They're almost sort of tilting your head up, to look at the possibilities that are here for you. And as you move into this and you see what you want for yourself, you've got to go through these experiences that we've done earlier in the show and get in harmony with them. You've got to feel them. Okay, so in that scenario, I remember once, right, I wanted a Porsche Boxster. Okay, it's a car for many reasons that lodged in my mind as something that was for me. And it was an interesting experience. So I went to a local garage and I test drove this Porsche Boxster. Thank you, Siobhan, for sending your hugs out to Pamela. That's a really lovely thing to do. Okay, and as you do that, and I did that experience and I enjoyed it, I felt fantastic. But in that instance, I actually realized that wasn't the thing for me and I let it go. And the right thing that was right for me in that time, which was nothing to do for a car, came to me. And I said to myself at the time, is it another car? Is it, I need to be looking at something different, something more practical? Nah, not at all. And Britt Brat's just making a lovely comment there, written some of my best poetry during my darkest moments. Yeah, because they weren't your darkest moments. You shifted yourself, Britt Brat, into something else that's here for you. You got in energetic alignment with it because your emotional guidance system said, this isn't where I need to be. I can't produce the best of me where I am right now. So I've got to be free. And that's where that inspiration comes from. And you got in alignment with it. And I wouldn't mind betting that you felt the tingles in your body or you felt some sort of sensation that was very positive for you that almost felt like it opened the fort doors for your energy to come rushing through, for you to get going. And when you get these moments, like driving that car and getting that heads up about where you need to be, you start looking up about what you want for yourself. And when you see what you want for yourself, you automatically start to align with it, because you get that feeling of the feeling goodness with it, because it resonates through you that you know that you don't not want to be there, but you're not attached to it. You're just feeling these good experiences which feel good for you, and they start to move you forward. And it's absolutely fantastic. It will help you on your way. That's why I call myself a way guide. It's that awakening within you. And as you start to move forward, you will not want to go back to where you were at all. And what you'll find is the more that you practice these moments, the more that you can hold the sensation with each experience for 17 seconds. And if you do it for 68 seconds, you calibrate to that feeling of that experience. That's what they say. So if you do that, it's almost like it's etched in your mind. Think of it that way, but energetically, because that feeling that's good for you, you take yourself to that feeling of goodness and greatness and those happy vibrations that make you feel this is where I need to be. That's affirming that you're on your right way, doing these things that are around you, and you need to keep going with it, because if you separate yourself from it and almost lower your energy, that takes you to places that you don't want to be. So here's the thing, right? Back to vision boards. Back to vision boards. So vision boards aren't wrong, but they are memory joggers. And what I'm saying to you is that when you focus your attention on what you know is for you, and you go through some of the exercises that we've done today, there's nothing wrong with having a vision board as a visual reminder of what it is you see or wish for yourself. Because you see, as you go through your day and you get more used to working and living like this, you see, sometimes, and it's okay, that these experiences come stronger and stronger, like maybe that person at work or whatever it is for you, a family member even, okay? And they almost catch you out off guard. They then blindside you, and you might find yourself catching yourself falling, like, I don't want to go there. You become aware that you're going and you've forgotten some of these experiences that we've shared today. But what you'll find is those experiences will get less and less, and they will also last less and less. And that's where the vision board is a really great tool. Because if you've got that around you and you just feel like you're having a bad one, a down, or whatever else you consider that, don't acknowledge those words. Whenever you feel things aren't going your way, go my way, but not my way, your way. You say to yourself, no, I'm going to go my way. And you look at that vision board and you align yourself by focusing on that image that you've got. You energetically link to it and calibrate it, and see that very much as part of your life, and you start to live from that higher perspective with that energy that you've got. Now, those things may not necessarily come in the time that you deem that you want them, but you will now start finding that the things that you wish for yourself, the better experiences are there, and you'll notice things that weren't there before. Because as Abraham and Esther Hicks say, it's not they come out of the blue, and it's not brainstorming. They come out of the oblivious. In other words, they were always there with you, but you weren't tuned in and capable of opening your door to allow the answer to your prayer to come. The answers are all around you, but nobody that I've come across yet has helped me understand this in the main public domain of how we actually get ourselves into the space and place to enjoy that, to open our doors, to receive it. And I really hope this is making some sense with you today, because that was my intention when I started the show. I want to bring you just some very basic tools and awakening, things that will make sense for you, not to have to try. And that's why I don't go with brainstorming, Mary. I love you, you know that, and I'm not being rude to you. But it's in the experiencing of it. And when you feel good, you start to notice things like the white car scenario. If you think of a white car in your head, you go out, and your reticular activating system, that's the psychological term for reprogramming your mind for what's important for you, will tell you what's important for you. We're going to change all of that word, because reticular activating system is a bit of a mouthful. We're going to change that to focus. So when you focus what it is that you want for yourself, you'll place your attention on it, you calibrate to it by holding the feeling of what you feel about it for 4 lots of 17 seconds. So practice with the first 17 seconds. Close your eyes. Have that feeling of driving that Porsche Boxster, that house, not driving that house, obviously, living in the house of your dreams, being with a love interest or a lover for you, or whatever it is that you wish for yourself. Just go, yeah, that feels good. You want to hold that for 17 seconds. Practice that until you can get it to 68 seconds, 4 lots of 17. Okay, and that literally means you're buying that experience. You're paying attention to it. You are focused on your focus, and you will feel it. It will resonate through you, and you will start to find yourself looking for more positive experiences that bring you feelings like that. Why? Because your body is alive, the cells are alive, and as you are in the energy of the things that are working well for you and where you need to be, your body will let you know that. That will be the affirmation that you're in the right space and place. Like when you get a reading from a medium and you get those tingles, like you just know it's your dad there. No matter how general the message is or how detailed the message is, you know that the medium passing the love from your loved one is coming from, let's just say it's your dad, it's coming from your dad's heart to yours. Because sometimes even the most general messages that we get in readings can mean to the audience, well, this is all a bit boring, it's not razzle dazzle, but you know that there's a heart that's speaking to yours. And you need to get in sync with your own heart and what you need for yourself. It's so, so important. So I want to say to you, keep practicing that stuff. And you will understand how things like the vision boards are good reminders that if you feel you're falling a little bit, you catch yourself and you can bring yourself back. Because that's just as important as a part of a process as the process that we've been through this morning or this afternoon is in itself, to keep you going, to keep you on your way, on path. Don't follow anybody else, blaze your own trail. It's just so important. So I really hope that that's resonated well with you all. I know it's come at you very quickly, and I know we've had our time a little bit shorter today through to the lovely ether, but there it is. We go with that. We don't attach ourselves to it. We know it's a little bit of a pickle. It nicked half an hour, but there it is. You know what? We've still got the message through to do what we needed to do today. So I really hope that is an exercise. An exercise is that you can practice to really get you on path and get you on your way. So I'd just like to talk about the upcoming show this evening. We don't have the lovely Indigo today, but what we do have at the new time tonight of 8:30 is, drum roll, these two reprobates. But I love them really, work with them, love them to pieces. And I don't know if he's still so cleanly shaven, but here we go. The lovely Matt and Kirsty Grogan with their own live mediumship and oracle card readings whilst they answer your own spiritual questions that you have. And they're really, really great because it's an open forum and they give you their own insight and experiences and share some thoughts with you, give you their own prompts as they see it, just to help get you on your way as well and to work through what you're going through. Because don't forget, you've got to grow through what you've grown through. That's the whole point of the awakening. Remember the Kensho, the Satori? These guys do it beautifully, beautifully. So I really encourage you to tune in at 8:30 tonight. It's a one-off. youtube.com/Spiritual Psychics TV, the lovely Matt and Kirsty Grogan. And then tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the same youtube.com/Spiritual Psychics TV, we have the wonderful, the lovely Deb Clark doing her own Chatting with Spirit and her own free readings that she offers you. Yes, free readings here on YouTube, just to help give you her own insight and guidance as she sees it from her guides and inspirers passing messages to you. So how fantastic is that? We love her to pieces. She's a great lady. Okay. So, you know, I would just love to say thank you so much for your time, your love and attention. Okay, so thank you very, very much for that. We really, really appreciate it. So thank you very, 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 very much for bearing with us earlier on today. But we've got one more little thing coming up. My little producer's tapping on his keyboard here. I can hear him. He's like a little hamster in the wheel. Tap, tap, tap. Now, I don't know whether he's going to put this Halloween thing up. Who knows what he's up to. I think he's coming up for you now, ladies and gentle peoples. There it is, Angelina and Leanne, both two lovely friends of mine. The lovely Angelina I met some time ago. They're doing their own evening of spiritual counselling, understanding your dreams and readings. They're a dynamic duo. They're like two Wonder Women, aren't they? And there they are. So do join us on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on youtube.com/Spiritual Psychics TV. And then tomorrow from 10:30 p.m. we have the lovely Rachel Galbraith, the palmist and tarotist, doing her own readings on this channel as well. We love her. Look at that little face. Do join it. Okay, let's give her a love and support. She's new to us. So here we go with our little music, right? Isn't that great? Here we go. Going to be back, something crazy, right? I can't say that word. I know there's 4 zombies. I think 4 good-looking zombies is what I'd like to say. Okay, firstly, the lovely Ashley Robinson. Hugh's the daddy, there he is. Some good-looking fella there. Ian Mason, although there's some crazy beer going on there. And then the lovely Matt Grogan as well. How cool is all of that? And I don't know, some of it might pop in some producer chat, but we won't talk about him. But all here on Spiritual Psychics TV on YouTube. Do join us. So, thank you for today. It's been fantastic as always. Thank you for bearing with us and being faithful and loyal and following us around as we go through our various transitions and iterations to wherever we decide to settle here on the internet. Well, I would love you all to send your love and thanks and appreciation to our lovely producer. I call him RJ. You know I all love him. We've had a bit of a journey ourselves. We're still going. We're still strong. Please share this, spread the word, and tag a friend. As I leave my love with you, and so much love to you, and say take the best care always. We'll see you at 8:30 tonight with Matt and Kirsty Grogan. Keep practicing. Watch the replay. Thank you so much.